Okay, we're going to call to order the June 25th, 2019 meeting of the Board of Managers for the LaPorte County Convention and Visitors Bureau. May we have the roll call, please?
Tim Anderson.
Here.
Kitty Kate. Pat Harris.
Here.
Adam Konechny. Sue Mullenhour. Here. Mike Seitz.
Here.
Ron Schaefer.
Here.
Doug Waters.
Here.
And Martha Casey.
Thank you. We do have a quorum, so we'll proceed with our meeting. Are there any public comments at this time? If not, we'll go into the approval of the minutes. You've had your board packets to review.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Schaefer, second by Mr. Waters. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For my report this month, just briefly, I'll mention that we did have our, we had an FMEC meeting in May. We did not have a quorum, so we were not able to proceed with going forward with any activities. Just had some general discussions about our planning session that we had in the previous month, and we reviewed those strategies. And out of that, we had appointed a committee to do the marketing and events planning to get that whole structure going. And we did have that meeting, and we had everyone was present at that meeting, and we did come up with some tentative things to review, what we need to present them to the board. So that board did not meet. We did not have a quorum for that last meeting also. So we're still in the process of working through things, but we are moving forward. We'll have a press release that's going to go out probably sometime this week, and it will just be to inform the community of what we're doing out at the fairgrounds as far as that management events corporation is concerned, how we're moving forward with our goals, and we'll let people know who the officers are on that board, and we're going to be going forward with trying to set something in place for getting staff in place, because we're wanting to actually take over, I shouldn't say take over, but start the total administration of that facility in 2020, January 1st of 2020. So we want to get some things in place to make that transition pretty smoothly into doing that. And we got some things to do. We got to work with the current people that are out there and see what we need to do to make that happen. So that's what's going on with that. And just an update too on the status of our little process that we have going on with the State Board of Accounts. We're still in the process of pursuing that. There's no update at this time, but we will continue to work with those individuals to get that resolved. Okay, Treasurer's Report, Mr. Seitz.
This is the Treasurer's Report for the period of May 19th. There were 3 accounts payable runs for a total of $71,484.48. The payroll was amount of $66,071.48. That was 3 payrolls. And so that was a total of $137,555.95. Also, you should have gotten the balance sheet, the check runs, and the reconciliation report. So, have any questions on that, ask Jack. I'll pass this around for everybody to sign, please.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the financial statements that you received in your board packets?
Second.
We have a motion and a second motion by Doug Waters, second by Martha King. Those in favor, do we have any discussion? Okay, if not, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we're down to our committee reports. Mike, anything on the legislative front? Nothing to report? Okay. Amy, you're filling in for Linda today.
Yeah.
Big shoes.
Is this I'm just doing the marketing report.
You just the marketing report?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have anything on that area. How about our LaPorte downtown and events, activities?
I'll start. Civic is a little quiet for the next month or two with the lack of air conditioning in our main level. We tend to slow down on events in the upstairs area at this time of year. However, we do have several events going on in the downstairs and in the outer lots. We'll be hosting several grad parties and baby showers in the next couple of months. And then we are working with Angela in the downtown, and the downtown movie night on July 5th will be in our south lot that used to be the tennis courts. It will be
Ralph
Breaks the Internet, yes, on July 5th. You've got a few details you can share on that?
Yeah.
During your report, but it's going to be another great event. Angela does a great job of putting those together, and they're rotating it through the community this year instead of just doing them all downtown. Also, I believe it is, I'm sorry, I have to take a quick look at my calendar. August 7th will be the Rock the Block program in the same location. And then, of course, the rain location will be inside. So we'll definitely do that. Last year, I think they took over 700 students, giving away backpacks. That project spearheaded, I believe, by Bethany Lutheran Church, Carrie Garwood, and American Liquors Corporation, among a lot of the other people participating in the community as well. But that's something we're really proud to have. It'll be the third annual Rock the Block program. And then also a note too, I know I just spoke with Dennis Meyer and Carrie Garwood yesterday for the Red Wine and Brew. And with the weather we've been having around here lately, we came to the decision that if we do have a rain situation and thunder and it looks like they're going to get rained out, we're going to move it over to the Civic Auditorium too, so that will be on July 3rd. That's weather dependent, but we always try to work with our community, so we made...
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the date of Rock the Block.
Rock the Block is Wednesday, August 7th.
7th, thank you.
Yep. So we'll work with Red Wine and Brew on that as well as a backup location for them just in case. So we're really excited about all those things.
Can I ask a question? Will that be announced? Do you guys have like a deadline or how you're going to announce that on social media?
I don't know how Carrie and Dennis, they just stopped me yesterday and asked me about it, so I'll get in touch with them. I am sure there will be a mass
Let's make sure we all.
media
Yeah.
post, and I'll let them know to contact you.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll talk to Carrie and let her know to get a hold of you.
My turn. Angela Rose, downtown coordinator. So we had our first movie night downtown. We were going to have it in the parking lot like it was for many years, but unforeseen circumstances came up, so we kind of went into oh my gosh, let's figure this out kind of mode. So we moved it over to Plaza 618, which is downtown. It's at 618 Lincoln Way, and it was phenomenal. We had over 250 people show up. We sold out. Home Run Hot Dogs was there. He sold out of almost everything. We had Hotspot Cafe was doing footprint and handprint art for the kids with googly eyes. Because the movie was Smallfoot, so the premise is all about, you know, the abominable snowman and all this fun stuff. Had the bouncy house, you know, everything went really well. Everybody just kind of came together, got everything set up, and it was great. So I'm excited to use the plaza for more events. It was really a beautiful backdrop for an event like that. And then also I had partnered with the LaPorte County Library and the Community School Corporation to do their Pack a Sack program at the plaza also. Every Monday during the summer, there's one more left. Typically they usually get about 50 kids that'll show up for things like that, and we more than doubled. We had 200 people show up to the event yesterday. Because it was downtown in the plaza. They had the Potawatomi Zoo animals, which it was a rabbit, some kind of lizard, and a snake. I think it was like a boa constrictor. But the kids all loved it. They all showed up for it. The one before that, they got to meet the bad guys from Star Wars. They were all dressed up and kind of walking around menacing, which was fun. They had a guy that did like balloon animals and bubbles and stuff like that, and kids go crazy for that. So I was really glad that they chose the plaza for those events, and it's been very successful, so I'm hoping he'll continue that in the future. And then one last thing, the LaPorte YMCA is partnering with LEAP, which is one of the organizations that I work for, to do a day of service community cleanup at the end of the year. So September 27th and 28th, we're going to have a couple service projects and just overall cleanup of downtown. We have over 15 organizations partnering with us to make this possible. So it's still in its early stages, but we're really excited for what this can mean for downtown LaPorte. It'll be things as simple as, cleaning off the sidewalks, sweeping, picking up trash, washing windows, all the way through repainting some of the light poles that are faded, installing some new signage that directs you to the different businesses downtown, and just, things like that. So I'm working on a grant right now. So if anybody has any questions about any of that, feel free to ask. I'm all ears.
Are you going to have like a sign-up sheet, or are you going to have a meeting that if people want to attend and help out?
So right now we had our first meeting and we invited a lot of service organizations. We had like the LaPorte County Realtors, LaPorte Hospital, JC's, just the high school, GR, a bunch of different people, just to kind of get everybody together, see what their interest is in. This next meeting is July 1st, and we're going to determine the scope of work, what we're going to accomplish. And then we're going to be reaching out to more people and getting the word out. And anybody that's interested, I'm making a Facebook group. So if you click it's going to be listed underneath Downtown LaPorte Facebook page. So you just click on the event, say interested, and I'll put updates up there as soon as we get those.
Okay.
And if anybody here is interested in being a part of those conversations, you're more than welcome to attend. It's July 1st at 4:30 at our offices over in LaPorte at 809 Washington Street. And then,
We'll be represented, Sue, too. At
yeah,
that
we have
meeting.
Chelsea is coming.
So, yeah, we assigned a staff
Right,
person to that.
okay.
So, I guess to answer your question, you could sign up through us because we'll be the avenue that you can use. So, yeah,
Right.
we'll keep you up. Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Jack, can I throw in two other things? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yes.
Sorry, Pat.
Yes.
All right, Pat, can I throw in two? I wanted to recap the Port LaPorte and LaPorte was a huge community effort over the last 2 weeks, and it's continuing this week due to the previous mentioned weather issues we've all had. Just so everyone knows, we've had over 700 volunteers come out there the first week. 700 shifts. The shifts were from 8 to 12, 12:30 to 4:30, and 5 to 8:30 Monday through Friday. I think it was June 10th to the 14th. Then June 15th, we had 2 shifts on Saturday. 3 of those shifts were basically, or 3 of those days were pretty much mud bogging out there, to be blunt. Anyone can imagine excavating all that area that where Port LaPorte was. We had 5 semi-trucks of mulch, 300 yards come out that still hasn't been able to be put down. It's going to have to regrade after all the holes we made with the Bobcats front end loaders out there. So the volunteer effort is still continuing this week. Mark Schreiber, the LaPorte Park Superintendent, will put out a press release to let everyone know when the actual dedication will be, but we're hoping to be winding that up pretty shortly. It was assisted greatly. Mark did a wonderful job trying to coordinate such a huge project. The company that was signed to lead this, Play by Design, basically they sent 2 people in, and then they gave us a schedule of 1,100 shifts to fill over those 6 days. And barring the weather we ran into, we would have been completed by the end of that Saturday. But because of that, things have been delayed. We're piecemealing it together, but there's still an ability to come out and volunteer. People are willing. If you go to www.fortlaplayport.com, there'll be a link to sign on still for some volunteer shifts and to go out and help in the evenings at Kessling. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up too, and this is just a preliminary discussion, but a lot of people are familiar with the Sunflower Fest in LaPorte on September 21st this year.
Yes, sir.
Been talking to a few people about the possibility of doing a very large what do they call them, wine and canvas type event, civic, focusing on sunflowers, possibly the Thursday before that event. So hopefully by our next meeting, I'll have a little more information on that, decide to go forward.
Yeah, we're still gathering applications for vendors for the Sunflower Fair, but we have quite a bit coming in, so we're gonna be making that map. We're actually doing little information kiosks now at the Sunflower Fair, so you come in and then there's gonna be a big sign and it'll have a map to show you where everybody's located,
Okay.
so you can find things a little bit better, so, and then we're told that Burek's is gonna do their corn stand there that they do at the fair. And then we also got 2 guys to do barbecue, so not just smelling those really good ribs during the rib cook-off, but now you can go have or different kinds of barbecue to enjoy that as well, so it's really exciting for us.
Good.
And then like Brett mentioned, we have the next movie night's July 5th at the Civic. We will have another craft before the movie starts with Hotspot Cafe.
What's the movie?
It's going to be about Bricks the Internet. It's supposed to be really cute. I just realized that it's on Netflix now, but so I guess you could have a preview. But it wasn't on Netflix when I picked it. And then Home Run Hot Dogs was so thrilled with how the event went last month that he's actually got a bike and he's going to raffle it off for free to a kid at the movie. So that's a nice thing that he's doing to give back to the community. So
Thank you. Good stuff going on.
you guys can come down, bring your lawn chairs and enjoy your movie.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get you some Jaws by the lake.
Okay, that brings us to Blue Chip. Angie's here today, so do we have some information to share?
Yeah, I guess for the month of June, we had a very busy convention month, thanks to the partnership we have with the CBB, working with Rick and Linda, obviously Jack. We hosted the Indiana Mortgage Bankers Association, the Indiana Volunteer Firefighters Association, and just wrapped up with the Indiana Prosecuting Attorneys Association. So all 3 very successful. In the midst of what we're dealing with construction of the new building. It's been challenging to say the least, obviously with all these events taking Stardust. And then the Fremont expansion is right there, so the noise and accessibility and so forth are restrictive. But again, all 3 were very successful. So again, thanks to this team for this continued support of bringing these associations, these large conventions to our area. Obviously, they went back even with the mortgage bankers and the prosecuting attorneys are looking to bring other affiliate associations back to the area. So very, very excited to have that. Construction is underway. Similar to kind of what Brett's experienced with the Civic, we are kind of going through more of a downturn right now just for our choice based on the construction. They are looking to connect the buildings. So today, if you walked into Blue Chip, you'd walk into the Stardust and there's a wall that basically is in that rotunda area that is blocking the Stardust pre-function. We're starting to connect that Fremont ballroom. So those of you who may be attending Art Bash this weekend, you'll have a different entrance going to Stardust as opposed to
Okay.
So that construction is to use that pre-function, they're connecting the buildings. That's gonna be up until probably August 7th. So again, for the Great Lakes Grand Prix and the awards, we have a different entrance for you to enter in the Stardust. You'll not be able to go through the pre-function area. Hopefully we can get that back, but right now Stardust is there. It's just got to go around it. But then hopefully by August 15th, August 21st, the kind of construction is just ever changing as far as the time zone. We'll get the Fremont ballroom will be up and open. And we'll get that pre-function space, and then they're going to take down Stardust. And once Stardust is going to be down through October, and so in mid-October, we plan everything to be open, everything to be up and looking brand new and beautiful and sparkly. But a couple more headaches to get through in order to get this completed. But no one's more excited about that, getting through these headaches than I am. So from the property standpoint, I think Blue Chip is doing very well because of the Stardust Event Center being down for renovation and kind of the new maneuvering of the different entrances. We will not be doing any concerts or anything for the summer months. That won't pick up again until October, so we're really restricted obviously now, and we knew that coming. Certainly would have liked to have it 4 months ago, but due to the weather and polar vortexes and everything else, it's really delayed things, so yeah, that's about it.
We're excited about the community. I hear, scuttlebutt around the community talking about how exciting it is to have that additional space available in this community to attract people into the community. So it's being talked up around the community.
It's going to be a game changer for us. Certainly, again, Jack and Linda and Rick know for sure as far as it's kind of opening up the opportunities that other folks haven't really looked at us before in order to kind of have that type of space here in Northwest Indiana. Obviously, continue to keep the leverage of making it more affordable to have a convention and meeting here in LaPorte County as opposed to going over to Chicago and even Lake County with all the buzz that's going on, what could be there and the development. Unfortunate things that are happening in Porter County with the Allure fire that happened. We've got some buzz with that, Fair Oaks Farms situation. So, so things are good here in LaPorte County. We are just holding our own and keeping our venues are open and primed and ready to take in it all. So
Great. All right. Thank you for that, Angie. We appreciate your keeping the community informed.
thank you.
Do we have any unfinished business? Any new business? Well, that brings us to our Executive Director's report, Mr. Arnett.
Yeah, and actually, Pat, if it's okay, we'll kind of combine the two reports, as you noted, Linda's absent. So Amy and I'll kind of tag team here and put a couple things together. She's going to zero in.
Yeah, I want to see how that works.
Zero in specifically on the marketing. I just had a couple updates that I thought are important, just to kind of finish up on Angie's remarks. It's the partnership we have with Boyd Gaming and with Blue Chip is really a big deal. Not only the CVB, but the whole county. And really trying to zero in on some stuff. But down the road here, we want to make sure that everybody understands what level their financial involvement puts us at in the county. Not only the investment they made with this new facility, but what they do on a daily basis coming back into our county. And actually, Angie and I are meeting with one of the county commissioners Thursday morning to talk about a possible event coming in, and she doesn't know yet, but I've got a whole list of stuff for her that she's going to get before she leaves today, a wish list that we got to sit down and talk about. Then I'll just close that by just telling you all that one of the things that when Angela said, makes us competitive with these other groups. What she's talking about there, amongst other things, is the room rates, having a gaming facility here, our room rates are higher than a lot of our competition. And they're able to supplement those room rate dollars with what we do for them, what this board does for them as part of our budget, the line item that is our cooperative effort with Boyd Gaming with Blue Chip. It's a big deal. When I look at and analyze the whole budget and where we spend money in the county, it's one of the few areas that you can actually see a direct return in innkeeper's tax on your dollar. I mean, a direct return. Some of the others, it's indirect, it takes longer, but you can see this because we fill up 500 rooms when a convention comes in. The last 3 or 4 weeks, you couldn't walk through the place. I mean, the place has just been an outstanding. That's what we want, of course.
Right.
So it's a great partnership, and just, you're not going to get me into a chance to talk without bringing that out somewhere. But just moving on, we got a request from PGI to look at putting in a bid for 2021. I've submitted it to the county because that's who will make the call. And the good thing is they've asked us to bid on it. The problem is the response is due August 1 or first week of August or something. And because of the new situation with the management group and everything that's going on there, I'm not sure where you guys are going to be at with that, but we're on it to just let you know that it's out there. And then if we get a successful bid in, there's a lot of time to socialize this out in the community and work through any issues. We got plenty of time to do that as we move forward, if we choose to bid on that. But I certainly hope that there's strong consideration given to putting that bid in. I think I've I'm sure I've mentioned a couple times about some of the changes in the law that'll be effective next week with regards to how innkeeper's tax is reported. Specifically, as you all know, we've operated for years under the handicap of having not to know who's reported how much. They could not tell us. All they could tell us was who's reported. We could not find out how much they reported. It makes it really hard to answer questions, to analyze our work product, which our work product is filling hotel rooms. It's hard to analyze that when you don't know how many hotel rooms are being filled, literally. There's reports out there, but those reports don't work for LaPorte County, as we've told you before, because of 50% of our rooms are at Blue Chip, and that's not applicable. So it's just letting you know we're going to be in a great place next week when that law changes, and we need it because, as been reported a couple times, let you know that our projected income for 19 is not going to meet our projection, just so everybody understands. And the answer, I can't tell you the answer for sure because we won't know until we see the numbers. But once we see the numbers, we pretty much know that there's probably a couple facilities that we can point to that have been struggling. And that's probably where it's going to go. It's pretty obvious in the industry that's where it'll go. We only got so many rooms, easy to identify where they're at. But we'll be able to do some good due diligence on that and look that over. But just to be sure, the capping off of our innkeeper's tax for 19 doesn't have any effect on our expenditures for 19. We got plenty of money to do the budget that you all approved. That's not a problem because our income is just a projection. It's not something that we vote on. It's not something that's established by this board or by me. It's just a projection, and we have no control over that. So the part that we have control over, which is our spending, is fine. It's just that the income won't be what we projected this year. I'm sure of that. We're too far into the year to know that already. I'm telling you right now, I'm 100% sure we will not meet that projection. Or they won't. We're doing our job. It's just they're not. Some of the facility properties aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. So if there are any questions on that, I'll be glad to. Obviously, the race is dominating just about everything right now. It's time. This is a huge year for us, and to that end, I'm going to let Rick say a few words about how it's coming together. I put the rack card out for him, Rick, so they saw that schedule.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kicked into gear for the last month and a half, 2 months. It's become a daily issue, a nightly issue. I just cannot be more thrilled about how it's opened up globally, and I'm talking 10 different countries will be here in August. Started in Cocoa Beach, they went to Lake Ozark. Next week will be Sarasota, which is kind of an event like ours. Ours has become one of the largest offshore racing sites for these teams, so we're going to have quite the presence. Come on us. I really don't know much more. I mean, it's all about vending and meetings with people and infrastructure. That's what's going on right now. Gee, that's right around the corner, 5 weeks out.
Any questions on where we're at with the schedule with the race? Just to give you a briefing, there will be Saturday, there'll be a new class of boats racing. There will be racing. There'll be VIP viewing for that racing, which we've never had actually racing on Saturday before. It's all been confined to Sunday. There'll also be personal watercraft jet skis racing on Saturday. These are circuits. It's a big deal to the sponsors. A lot of money goes into and a lot of prestige goes into compiling points on those circuits. And it's an international circuit, I believe, for the jet skis, right?
Yes.
Yes. And yep. This new partnership we put together, they're doing some marketing. They're based out of London, the marketing side of that, and that opened up all kinds of doors for us in the marketing, international marketing. And to have there's going to be 5 continents, 7 different countries represented. It's amazing what we've come to with this race. So it's an exciting time. Anybody got any questions or anything, let us know.
You said international marketing. Are we going to be on ESPN? Are we going to have it on The TV or television coverage.
They've contracted with, they have 2 contracts, if I get this right, and they're always close to the vest on this stuff because it's very fluid, because in the circuit, they don't always guarantee that they're gonna show every race on the circuit. But Fox and CBS?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Fox and CBS are the 2 groups that will be doing the spot airing, if you will, Pat. I'm not sure, they don't tell us ahead of time they're gonna do Michigan City, okay, or Cocoa Beach, or Sarasota, one of them, but
Okay.
they're in the mix,
Okay.
yeah. And
The way it works is that the P1 organization does the south races, all the Florida races, and OPA contracts all the north races. So our contract was with OPA. P1 has Fox and CBS. So all of those races that take place down in like Sarasota, Florida, Cocoa Beach, Florida, Englewood, those are all going to be Fox sports because of the contract with P1. There will be mentions of Michigan City in the northern races, but those contracts are basically with the organization P1, not with P1. Those 2 organizations just came together to create this Offshore Powerboat Championship, kind of to rival, or to kind of be set up like NASCAR's Winston Cup.
Okay.
Okay, and that's quite the honor that we were. There's only 3 North races, and we were one of the venues that they chose.
Yeah.
That's a testament to all our partners and the whole community really rallying around the race.
so if you could visualize, there will be P1 boats here racing.
Right.
We just don't know how much of that's gonna get the Fox coverage
Yeah.
up here as part of that.
We know that Washington Park is going to be filled with about 70 boats and 30 jet skis.
Teams, 30 teams.
Yeah.
Well, I would be interested in, I don't know, if when you talk to them in the future, if they're, continue to try to massage them to have some television coverage. We'd like to
Well,
really
I mean,
I know you're doing it. I'm just kind of, reminding you to keep on that.
ourselves in that position now.
Right.
We've now gone to an international race. We're earning that right. And of course, that's going to also come with funds. So we're just kind of limping in. We're just honored to be part of the series.
Yeah, okay.
Where are you gonna put all those boats in Washington Park?
Oh my gosh, I sleep at night trying to figure that out.
One.
No, we got it. We're gonna, since you've asked, the 4A's car show where that is on the left side, we're gonna move that to the right side over by the park area, and then a lot of the boats will be on that left side in the grass. So we're gonna have the lots that we normally have, plus North Point Pavilion's lot. These will all be exclusive for boats, plus the left side as you enter the park. So if you look southwest side of the entrance.
There's a lot of, Jimmy John's has stepped up, they're coming in for the golf outing, we're pretty sure.
Yeah.
Looks like they're gonna feed some folks at the golf outing, maybe that's in the mix. Geico is doing some really cool marketing for this. The big dogs, Lucas Oil's back. They're all, and those are the groups that really do the crowd-friendly marketing, a lot of giveaways, a lot of stuff like that. So there's a lot of that happening. We just don't have time this morning to really go into it.
Right.
Really glad to talk to you, yeah. So, let's see, closing out my report. I gave you all a copy of our regional newsletter. I'm not gonna go through it page by page, but as you get time, please look at this. It gives you a real good flavor of what we do on a regional basis. I spend a lot of my time on this effort. I've been the president of this group for several years, and I have a real passion for the success of this group. We're represented in LaPorte County by Blue Chip. They're on the board. Former Representative Dermody is on the board, and Attorney Shaw Friedman are all on our regional board, helping us to put together as advisors some of the strategic stuff that you see, and I'll ask you to turn to page 5 maybe, where it talks about our strategic pillars that we're building our efforts around moving forward. We're pretty proud of those 3 efforts, and we're working with some external groups to come in and help us. And again, it was because of the guidance of the folks that I just talked about that are on our board that help us move some of this forward. It's really a good effort, some good stuff in there, keeps you updated on what we're doing on a regional level. If you've got any questions anytime, please let me know. So with that, I think, Amy, you're going to do the marketing update, right?
Yeah, well, Linda asked me to come and basically talk to you a little bit about the digital marketing efforts that we put together and are working on this summer. I'm going to actually start with the Great Lakes Grand Prix since we've been talking about it. And again, this is like the local digital things we're working on. We're continually updating the website, which this new schedule is posted there. That's updated. If any changes were to come, they would be there. We're working on a Great Lakes Grand Prix blog, which will be promoted on all channels, website, social, and so on. We're working with 26 Digital on an ad campaign that we're going to run this summer, and that's going to run July 15th through the 21st, so we're really excited about that. And with that, we worked with the local group We Create Media, and they created a 15 to 20 second video. It's really nice. So that'll be a part of that campaign, and then we'll also be utilizing that on our website and our other social channels as well. We're working, Linda and I are putting together a schedule of weekly paid boosted Facebook posts that we're going to be doing. And also we have a Facebook event. I don't know, those of you who are on Facebook, please share the event. You can invite your friends as well, so that would be helpful. Our race will be promoted on OPA Racing, APBA, Aqua X, My Michigan City, Indiana School North, Visit Indiana, WMTA, and WIMS websites and social channels. That's just to name some right off the top of my head. We're also working with the Chamber, the Michigan City Chamber and LEAP. They'll have our race on their event calendar. They'll also be blasting it out, including in newsletters and that kind of thing. And then tomorrow we're meeting with Abigail from Michigan City and the We Create Media team to work on more possibilities and things that we want to do to come together to cross-promote. So we're excited about that. Some other things that we're working on, again, with the digital ad campaign, I think I told you guys previously that we work with 26 Digital. They're a great company, been in the field for years, so experts. We just ran a 4th of July promotion with them. It ran June 17th through the 23rd. The results should be coming any day, probably today actually, just don't have those yet for you. And again, the Great Lakes Grand Prix, that's going to run July 15th through the 21st. And then we're looking at a fall festivals promotion so that we can hit all the festivals in the fall throughout the county. That's going to be August 30th through September 5th. So we're really excited to do that. We've got videos that are going to go along with those short blips. So yeah, that should really affect our analytics. We're excited to see that. And then we're working with NITDC on a blog schedule, where I'll just give you like some of the things that we're doing, the blogs that we're writing. Top things to do this summer: family-friendly vacations, exploring the outdoors, 4th of July celebrations, how to consume our lakes, Great Lakes Grand Prix, shopping guide, fall festivals, best dining, and winter fun. And how we came up with this is we looked at keywords and things that people are looking for, so we went about this in that kind of a way. We didn't just pick these. So again, this is going to be something that we cross-promote on all channels, website, social, and so on. So those are just some things that we're working on digitally. The calendar of events, the July through December, should be out or to us any day. We'll get those out immediately. And then upcoming this fall, we're going to have, I don't know if those of you guys remember our food wars, we're going to have brew wars. So watch for that this fall. And Jack's going to let us go out to all the doors.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
It's gonna get that van going, but that's the driver.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Anybody have any questions, comments to our staff? Okay. Any board comments at this time?
I would like to take this opportunity to invite everybody to the LaPorte County Fair on July 7th to the 13th. This is the 174th consecutive LaPorte County Fair. So we are the oldest fair in the oldest continuous fair in the state of Indiana. We start, the fair actually opens at noon on Sunday the 7th. And something new that we're doing this year, we're having a free circus. Circus will have 2 shows a day, and it's free. You just go there, go watch the circus. The carnival is operating like it has in the past. They run Tuesday through Saturday, and it's Screwback Carnival. And they have a new $1 million ride this year that they will have set up. So it's really a big deal. And I did check the weather forecast a little bit, and the weather's going to be nice, high 70s every day with no rain during the week of July 17th and 13th, in case you're wondering. But anyway, you can go to lpfair.com is the website, or you can find us on Facebook at LaPorte County Fair. So, but anyway, it's
Ticket price is gonna be $5 again.
well, they haven't been $5 since you were a little boy, Doug. They actually, they're $7 is the admission price. So,
Well, that's just good.
Well, right into that. That's okay.
That was just 2 years ago.
on to LaPorte County Fair at Fairgrounds on the west side of LaPorte on US, or Indiana Tuesday.
Any featured performers this year?
Actually, we always have featured performers. This year, the main show is on Saturday night, Hunter Hayes, and he will be putting on his show, and Thursday night is Chris Lane. So we've got two big names. And then, of course, we do the demolition derbies, the tractor pull. We've got a rodeo out there. But anyway, there's something for everybody really all the time. And your favorite fair food will be there.
A bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna have deep fried Snickers
If you want them, I'm sure somebody is going to be making them.
and deep fried butter.
You know, they tried that once and it just didn't work. It didn't stay on the stick.
Okay, Okay, moving right along. Any other board comments? Talking about the back-to-school rally in LaPorte, I just want to mention the one for Michigan City is going to be on August 8th, the very next day. And so right now we're planning to pack 1,600 backpacks. And our average distribution for each year has been around 1,400, 1,500. We did have our record year in 2012, which was 1,800. And we actually physically gave out all 1,800 backpacks, and that was great. So we're looking forward to doing that again this year. It's at Gill Field. It's on the 8th, and it's from 3 to 7. They're looking for a lot of volunteers for the event. So there's a website. It's under the Michigan City Area Schools website, and you just go, you click on community, and under that is the citywide back to school rally. And there's all different ways to volunteer. I mean, there's a lot of different things going on. So there's a volunteer sign up on that website also. So take a look at it and see if you want to help out, and just follow the link, and we'll have our coordinator contact you. Other than that, anybody else? Okay, if we have nothing else, that will conclude the meeting for today. Our next meeting is July 23rd, same place, same time. Meeting is adjourned.
Maybe not, because it's